Good afternoon. Most times when teams that are playing against each other, if one has the other on the ropes, that means that they have them in a certain victory situation, that they know they're going to defeat them, they're running up the score, they're able to put points on the board at will, they're able to do whatever they want in the game. The other team is helpless to stop them. When that kind of situation is happening in Little League, in youth sports, oftentimes there's what we call a run rule, or a certain number of points that if a team gets ahead by that many points at a certain point in the game, then they just stop. They do that because then the other team, the team that's losing, feels a little bit less bad. That the team that is winning can't just score as many points as they want. As teams get older, as sports and as kids get older, they don't have the run rule as much, but they also know that there is going to be maybe some sportsmanship that is involved. At a certain point, a coach might decide to pull back, maybe play some of their subs, maybe don't run as many plays that they know are going to work. They maybe try some different things. When they get up in higher levels, coaches try to be respectful. Try to do what they would want done to them. They say, maybe I'm going to take my foot off the gas a little bit. I'm not going to push my team as hard because we're winning. We're dominating. We can do whatever we want. That's how it goes in sports. And you may have been on either side of that equation. You might have been on the team that was just dominating and you felt like we're having so much fun, we could score at will. And you might have been on the team that was losing. You might have felt terrible about it. You might have felt like we're going to work that much harder to get into that position where we can be the winner. We're going to have to work and practice that much harder. Or you could have been also the one that felt like this is demoralizing. This is ready to give up time. We're out. We're done. We're not going to participate anymore. All of those things are emotions that could be there. When it's in battle, when one king or one ruler was up on another, they would just keep on pressing. Total destruction is what they were going for, especially if they had a very unique situation. King David was in such a situation. He had his enemy in his sights. He could do whatever he wanted. He was in a vulnerable position. He had every opportunity to take his enemy out, end the war, finish things off. This is what he said to his servant. 1 Samuel 26, verse 9. But David said to Abishai, "Do not destroy him, for who can stretch out his hand against the Lord's anointed and be guiltless?" David knew that if he killed the enemy, his enemy, who was put there by God, if he killed that enemy, he knew that he would be responsible and accountable before God, that God would be mad at him. He knew that God had made plans to take his enemy out of his way. He knew that God was going to do that. He just needed to wait on God's timing. That was extremely hard to do, especially when he had his enemy in his grasp. But he knew that God was going to do what he promised, and so he would wait. There are enemies, there are people, there are things that are in your way that God has not given you the verbal promise that he's going to get them out of your way. You don't know exactly what's going to happen. But certainly don't do something that you know would be wrong, that would put you against God. Wait on God's timing. Listen to what God says. Come back to his promises. Find patience in what God has promised for you. And know that God will work things out. One way or the other, you will come through, and you will be better for it for having listened to the Lord your God. Until we see each other again, the Lord's blessings on your day.